Now, law number 3 is the law of action. Now, this is one that really took me a long time to learn as well. And the reason being is other laws that I'm going to mention in a moment kind of make you think you can just think things and that will happen. And for the most part, that is a bunch of bullshit. There are times that it happens, absolutely. But just sitting there thinking about something without taking the action necessary really limits your success. So action cures many ailments, and especially many ailments of prospecting. Successful prospecting requires massive action. It requires you to have a plan in place and to go after your segmentation, go after your target market, and go after as many as possible. Now, the law of action is not necessarily going and knocking on a door. That can be a part of your action plan. But what you want to do is you want to really think of the law of action as activities. What are the 5 activities you're going to specialize in and be excellent at to grow your prospecting and to be more successful? Because when you pick 5 and focus on those, you will slowly crush your competition. And here's why. If you take 5 activities, there is a probability of 90%, about 0.9%, that your competition can copy you. You see, they can't copy you exactly, but they could come darn close. You know, if you imagine like this, could they ask questions to a prospect? Yes, they could. Could they ask questions exactly like you? No. They could find out some questions that you ask and they could try to copy you. And they could really study you. But they wouldn't be able to copy you and be 100%. But best case scenario, they could be 90% exactly like you. So 0.9. So if you take 5 activities, maybe it's asking questions, maybe it's having seminars, maybe it's social media, maybe it's phone calling, maybe it's email practices, maybe it's phone call practices. You pick your 5 and you get excellent at them, because those 5 activities, your competition has a 90% probability of copying you, but only 90 at a best case scenario. So 0.9 activity 1 times 0.9 activity 2 times 0.9 activity 3 times 0.9 activity 4 times 0.9 activity 5 means that your competition, if they were able to copy with 90% probability, 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9, they would only have a 53% chance of copying you exactly and being successful. So the more activities you have, the less probability they have on copying you. So imagine if you did 10 or 15 or 20, but for now, pick 5 and practice those and have massive action at it, and be relentless at it, and get fantastic, and get awesome at it, and crush it. And you will find that your competition will not be able to keep up. And therefore, you will start to stand out. You will start to have more success. It'll take some time, but it'll happen. The other thing is that massive action is that on the 6th try, there is a 90% success rate when calling on someone. Meaning if on the very first time you have a low 30% on getting in front of somebody when you call them, as an example. And the average salesperson quits after 1.3 times. But your success rate goes up exponentially every time you try. And the 6th try is the magic of 90%. So there's a 90% success rate on the 6th attempt. So make the law of action your major activity, because when you make the law of action on a segmentation built around your story, you will find that you are more successful. The other thing is you want to be prolific, you want to be pervasive, and you want to be possessed in doing it. You want to be prolific, you want to be pervasive, and you want to be possessed in your prospecting activities. Okay, law